can you tell us about when does an employer need to make reasonable accommodations, and what are reasonable accommodations?
Well, first of all, reasonable accommodations are really for someone who has a disability. It can also apply for people who are women who are pregnant. So if you have that threshold, and again, the threshold is very low for what a disability is. Um, I think when we traditionally thought of reasonable accommodations, we thought of, if someone has an eyesight problem and, different monitors and things like that, or someone has, a back problem, different kinds of, desks and chairs and, equipment to make them do the job better. The key is, can the company provide a reasonable accommodation for the employee to perform the essential functions of the job? So whatever that job is, you look at what are the essential functions, and is there a way to accommodate what the employee is requesting to allow that employee to get the job done? So a lot of it is just common sense notions. And, yes, sometimes there's cost involved, but unless the company is really claiming, an incredible financial hardship, it has to be an undue hardship for them. So if it costs a little bit more money, that's like, no, we can't do that because it costs a little bit more money. Sometimes a reasonable accommodation is going to cost a little bit more money. It's the employer's responsibility to do that. That's part of our obligations as employers, to allow disabled individuals to thrive in the workplace. We as a society have these disability laws on the books because we recognize that everyone can contribute to a good workplace, and diversity in the workplace is actually a very strong asset for any company. And we're seeing that, in a lot of different ways, with the Time's Up and Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter. Yes, we're talking about, Black lives in policing, but we're also talking about, Black lives in the workplace. And, we could talk a little bit about that if you'd like, what types of cases are involved in race discrimination and so on, which is also an issue. So I think when it comes from an employer's perspective, I think the good employers recognize that diversity is a strength and that they're going to do what they can to encourage and foster diversity, and they're going to be there as a way to assist their employees to do their best work, instead of thinking, oh, is this going to cost me a few extra dollars? Because that kind of, penny pinching is very short-sighted and can end up, not only, making the workplace, less productive because people, you got a bunch of workers who resent you as an employer, you're not going to have a productive workforce. So it really is a win-win situation when I think employers are, more aware and really are more inclusive and work with their employees to do what it takes to help them to get the job done with reasonably accommodating.